Don't have time to come to class? Practice at home with this 45-minute flow. Finding a comfortable seat, cross-legged, sitting up tall in your spine, shifting your gaze slightly down or closing your eyes. Start to become aware of your breath, feeling the chest rise and fall. Draw yourself deeper in to follow your breath as your thoughts begin to fade and drift away. If you'd like to start the practice with a single Om, you can take your hands to heart center and begin. We'll start by finding our staff pose or Dandasana. If you'd like to sit up on a blanket, we'll inhale the arms up towards the sky and then exhale back down. Inhale again, arms reaching up high, length on both sides of the body, and exhale back down. This time inhale both arms up, and we'll take a side bend over to the right. Lowering the right hand down and reaching up high with the left side of the body. Feel your rib cage lifting towards the sky. On an inhale, bring yourself back to center and take your side bend to the other side. Lowering the left hand and lifting the right rib cage towards the sky. From here, we'll move to take a twist. Twisting to the right, taking the left hand, placing it somewhere along the outside of your right leg, and just gazing gently over that right shoulder, being mindful of this first twist. Sitting up tall, inhaling for length, and then sweeping around to the other side gently, finding a twist towards the left. Bringing yourself back to center, we'll transition and find our way into a tabletop. In your tabletop, make sure that your hips are stacked over your knees and your shoulders over your wrists. And we'll begin to move through our cat and cow. Inhaling, gazing up, lifting our hips, drawing our shoulder blades together. And exhaling, rounding the spine. Inhaling again, lifting the gaze. And exhaling, pressing the back towards the sky. Taking it 3 more times. Inhale and exhale. Feel the body starting to warm up, the vertebrae loosening. Become aware of any places that might be tight or restricted. Leveling off, we'll take a twist towards the left, weaving the right hand through and coming to rest on our right shoulder. Keep your hips stacked over your knees. You can press the left hand into the floor to try to get a deeper twist. And then taking it to the other side, spinal twist to the right, taking the left hand and weaving it under the right arm. Coming back up to the tabletop, Let's extend the right foot back, pointing the toes, leveling off the right hip so the hip point is pointing towards the floor, and then draw the knee in towards your nose and extend back out. Rounding the spine, draw it in again, extend back out. Drawing the navel towards the spine one final time and extend back out. We'll cross the leg over towards the left, roll over the toes and just press through the heel, gazing back towards that right heel. Drawing the right knee back to center, finding your tabletop again, and we'll move to the other side. This time extending the left leg long, pointing the toes. Level off the hip as you draw the knee in towards the nose and extend back out. Knee towards the nose, rounding the spine, extend back out. Draw the navel in as you pull the knee one more time forward, extend back out. Cross those left toes, place them down onto the floor, gazing over your right shoulder, back at that foot, getting a nice side bend here, opening up the spine. Coming back to center, tabletop, we'll prepare to come into our downward facing dog, shifting your hand position if you'd like, rolling over the toes and lifting the hips towards the sky. Lifting the right leg high, let's find a three-legged dog. Allow the right knee to bend and for that foot to be soft. Still feeling supported through both arms, both shoulders. Lowering back to downward dog, we'll step through to a low lunge on the right side. Inhale the arms up overhead, gaze can be up. Draw the belly in and up, find length. Place the hands down and step back to your downward facing dog. Take it again on the other side, lifting, finding three-legged dog with the left leg high, knee is bent. Press the right heel into the floor. And then step that left leg forward, lower the back knee, find your low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Chest is lifting towards the sky, but we keep drawing the belly in and up, finding length in the torso. Lowering the hands down, step back to the downward facing dog. And then step forward to your forward fold. Releasing the head and the neck. Feeling the hips lift towards the sky. Take a gentle bend in the knees here if the lower back feels tight. Allowing the hamstrings to loosen. Bend the knees. Inhale up. We'll find our Utkatasana, our chair pose. Drawing length to the spine. Using our core muscles, drawing the navel in and the pelvic floor up. Hands can come together at heart center. And we'll take a twist. Left hand over right knee. Right hand extends behind. Fingertips point towards the back of the mat. Taking this to the other side. Right hand over the left. Left fingertips pointing towards the back of the mat. Coming back to center, hands at heart center, and then straighten the knees, forward fold. Inhale to a half lift, and then exhale, step back, find your high plank, lower through to your low plank, maybe knees, chest, and chin. Up to an upward facing dog, and exhale back to your downward facing dog. From here, we'll inhale the right leg high and step through to a warrior one, rotating the left foot down, heel is down. Inhale the arms high up overhead. From here, we'll bring our hands down and interlace our fingers behind our back, pressing the knuckles down towards the back heel as we lift our chest. Lift your gaze, draw the belly in. We'll begin to fold forward from the hips, leveling our back, hovering over that front knee as we lift our interlaced fingers towards the sky. Releasing the fingers and placing the right hand to the inside of the right foot and the left fingertips towards the sky. Gaze can be wherever it's comfortable. One long line between each fingertip. Shoulders stacked. Left hand comes down. We'll step back and flow through to our downward facing dog. Lifting the left leg high, stepping forward, finding the warrior one. Again, finding length in the spine, softening in our shoulders, drawing the navel towards the spine. Interlacing the fingers behind the back, maybe the opposite pinky to the outside, lifting the chest. And then finding our forward fold. Coming to hover over that left knee, gaze down at our big toe. Interlaced fingers rising towards the sky if that's available to you. We'll release the left hand to the inside of the left knee, right fingertips towards the sky, and feel your left shoulder pressing into the inside of that left knee, getting a nice stretch on the inner thigh. Bringing both hands down and stepping back, we'll flow through to our downward facing dog. High plank to low plank. Inhale to the upward dog and exhale to the downward dog. From here, we'll inhale the right leg high and step forward and find a warrior two, facing the left side of your mat. Heel toe that back foot out just a little to give you some extra distance between your feet. Sit deep into your front knee. Make sure that front knee is stacked over the front heel. Soften in your shoulders. And then reverse the warrior by flipping that front palm and reaching for the sky. Opening up the right rib cage. And not collapsing in the back, but still finding length on the left side of the body. Coming back through the warrior two, we'll shift into our triangle pose, right fingertips reaching as far forward as they can, and then coming to rest somewhere along your shin or your ankle, or perhaps the floor. Right fingertips down, left fingertips pointing up. Length on both sides of the body, and then step back to your chaturanga and flow through to your downward facing dog. Left leg steps high and into a warrior two. Softening in the shoulders, finding a comfortable distance between the feet, wide enough to feel the hips open to the right side of the mat. And then reversing our warrior, flipping the front palm and reaching up towards the sky. And if you feel open enough, reaching a little behind you. Gaze can be wherever it's comfortable, but find length on both sides of the body. Back to the warrior two and then into the triangle. Shifting the hips as you bring the left hand down to your ankle or shin, right fingertips pointing up. Stacking the shoulders, opening the chest to the right side of the mat. Both hands down and step back or flow through to your downward facing dog. From your down dog, lifting the right leg high and stepping through to warrior two. Spreading your feet far apart, safely stacking the front knee over the ankle. And we'll transition into our side angle pose. Bending the front elbow, placing the forearm down onto your thigh, and then sweeping the left arm around, gazing across your upper arm, finding length on the entire left side of the body, from the outside of the left foot to the fingertips on the left hand. Bring both hands down to the inside of the right foot and lower yourself down to your elbows. You can also drop the back knee. If you'd like a little more challenge, lifting the back knee up off the floor. Locust pose. Both hands press up, lifting to your downward facing dog, or if you'd like to flow through to your downward facing dog. Lifting the left leg high, stepping forward, warrior two, opening up to the right side of the mat, wiggling the feet apart. Gaze is over the front middle finger, settling in, finding your breath. And then moving to the side angle pose, left elbow bends, forearm on the thigh, right arm sweeps along, upper arm alongside the ear, and the gaze can be gently back towards the back corner of your mat. Length. And then both hands drop to the inside of the left foot, coming into the locust pose, lowering to your elbows if that's available to you. You can drop the back knee or lift the right knee for a little bit more challenge. Placing both hands down onto the mat, stepping back to your downward facing dog, or flowing through your chaturanga, making your way back to the downward facing dog. Again, inhaling the right leg high, let's step through and find a crescent warrior, right foot forward. We're on the toes of the back foot, heel is up off the floor. Inhale the arms up overhead, soften in the shoulders and draw the navel towards the spine while lifting up on the pelvic floor. Bringing the hands together at heart center, we'll take a twist. Left elbow over the right knee. Placing the hands together, pressing the palms together, finding length on both sides of the body while twisting a little deeper, using the leverage of the left elbow against the right knee to draw you deeper into your twist. Bringing the hands back forward, placing them on the mat, drop the left knee. Heel toe the right foot away and turn the toes out. Press the right hand against the knee and find a little bit of a back bend, dropping the left hip even further towards the mat. Coming back, we'll step back with the right foot, finding a downward facing dog. If you'd like to flow through, feel free to take that now. Inhale the left leg high, step forward and find your crescent warrior on the left side. Up on the toes of the right foot, heel is pressing back. We find length in the body as we lift our arms up overhead, draw the belly in, and the pelvic floor up. Keeping length, draw the hands together at heart center. Right elbow crosses over the left knee, and we press the palms together. Shift the belly over the left thigh. Shoulders are strong, back is long, gaze is wherever it's comfortable. Keep pressing through that right heel. Bringing the hands back around, we'll drop the right knee, place the right hand down, turn the left toes out, left hand on the inside of the left knee. Find a back bend here as you allow the right hip to sink further towards the mat. Turning to face forward again, placing both hands down, step back to your downward facing dog, allowing your heels to get a little deeper towards the mat. Take a few breaths in this downward dog. Reset. And then inhale the right leg high, step forward into a low lunge or Anjaneyasana. You can drop the back knee. Tented fingers, lifting the chest, drawing the belly in and up, and lengthen through the spine. From here, we'll shift back into a half split, straightening the right leg, flexing in the right foot, and stacking our weight, hip over back knee. Forward fold as much as you can, and then start to walk yourself forward back into your low lunge. Again, find length. Back to our half split, flexing in the right foot, drawing a little bit more of a stretch in the calf muscle of the right leg, softly folding forward. Coming forward again into our low lunge, and then wiggle your right foot over towards the left side of the mat, dropping the right knee down and coming into your pigeon. Leveling off your hips. And then take the right hand, place it in the center of the mat, and reach back for the left foot to stretch the quadriceps. Try to draw the shoulders back around towards the front of the mat. Gaze is soft. Breathe. Releasing the foot, adjusting the pigeon, and coming all the way down to the full expression. You can rest your head on your hands or on a block or a blanket. Continuing to breathe, trying to soften where you can, feeling the deep stretch. And then walking the hands back up, roll over the back toes and find your downward facing dog. Come forward, chaturanga, inhale to the upward facing dog, and exhale back to your downward facing dog. Lifting the left leg high, we'll step forward into our low lunge, dropping the back knee, extending the back long, drawing the belly in and up and tucking the tail. Transitioning to your half split, flexing in the left foot, straightening the left leg, and placing your weight over your right knee. Shifting forward again, finding a low lunge, decompressing the spine. Maybe the gaze is down to find length in the back of the neck. And then again, half split. Coming forward again, and then we'll make our way into our pigeon. So we'll heel toe that left foot over towards the right side of the mat. Allow the left knee to come down, and then make the adjustments to find your pigeon. So hips are squared off and facing forward. Back leg is straight. Reach back for the right foot with the right hand. Wrap up however you'd like. Left hand provides us some stability. Place down in the center of the mat in front of you. Releasing the back foot, adjusting into the pigeon again, and lowering yourself slowly down to your elbows and resting your forehead on the mat. From here, we'll transition into our downward facing dog, placing our hands firmly on the mat, rolling over the back toes and lifting the left leg back, settling into the downward dog. Beginning to walk or float forward, come to a forward fold at the front of your mat. Releasing the head and the neck, and then lift to find a flat back. Draw the navel towards the spine. Release again into your forward fold, and then inhale yourself all the way up to standing. Hands can come together overhead and then down to heart center. Move into some standing postures now. So setting up to find a firm foundation in your feet, separating your feet hips distance apart. Take the right knee up and cross the right ankle over the left knee as we sit gently back into our chair. Hands can remain at heart center. From here, you can then move into a forward fold, bending from the hips, bringing the chest down to rest along the calf, or possibly lowering your hands all the way down to the mat and straightening the standing leg. Drop the head and the neck, gaze back towards the left knee or the back of your mat. If you'd like to play with balance, you can take hold of the ankle with one or both of your hands. Keep breathing. And then slowly transition back out, coming through your chair. Hands will come back to heart center. And we'll take this into a twist. Right elbow placed to the sole of the right foot, pressing the hands together. Find a gentle twist here. If you're not able to hook the elbow, you can just straighten the arm. Inhale back up. Release the right foot down to the floor and set up for the second side. Firming your foundation. We'll cross the left ankle over the right knee and sit back into our chair. Draw length in the spine as you start to bend from the hips forward, bringing your chest all the way down to your shin. You can bring your hands down onto the mat, setting them gently in front of your standing foot, and then start to straighten that standing leg, walking the hands back towards your foot. Again, if you'd like to play with balance, you can take hold of the ankle with one or both hands. Draw the belly in, give yourself a lift halfway, and take it into the twist. Left elbow against the left sole of the foot, pressing palms together, and gently gazing to the right side of the room. Coming back to face center, inhaling all the way up to standing, releasing the left foot down. Finding their mountain pose again. Lifting up onto your toes. And taking this a few times to get the balance on the tiptoes. Hands can come together at heart center. And we'll slowly, with a nice straight spine, lower ourselves all the way down to sit on our heels. Keeping your hands at heart center, or taking your hands down and twisting towards the right. Back through center, and twist towards the other side. Hands can come back to heart center, and then find your way down into a tabletop. Lower your hands, step back with your feet. We'll sit back to our heels, separating our heels slightly, but keeping our knees together, lowering our bum between our heels. Hero's pose. So sitting between our calves. If this is too deep and you're unable to sit all the way down on the mat, then use a blanket or a block. Just set them between your feet and sit on either the blanket or the block. Coming forward, back into our tabletop, and then lifting up into our downward facing dog. Shifting the weight forward, coming into our plank, shoulders over wrists. We'll lower ourselves slowly down, drawing our elbows in towards our rib cage. Lowering the belly all the way down to the floor, resting one cheek to the side, arms down by our side, palms facing up. Release the entire backside of the body. Turning to set your chin on the mat, we'll move into our locust posture. So lifting the chin and the chest away, drawing the navel towards the spine, pressing the pelvis into the floor, shoulder blades coming together behind, and then lower yourself down, cheek to the other side. We'll set up for another. Setting our chin on the floor. This time interlace your fingers behind your back. Draw your shoulder blades towards one another as you lift your chin and your chest away from the floor. If you'd like to float your feet away from the mat as well, draw length in the spine. Belly is in. Gaze down. Inhale one last time and lower yourself back down, opposite cheek to the floor. Taking the right hand and extending it overhead on the floor, roll yourself over to your right side, bending the left knee, keeping the left knee stacked over the right leg. Spinal twist here. Gaze can be looking down the left arm. Rolling back onto your belly. Both arms down by your side. Taking the spinal twist on the other side, extend the left arm overhead on the floor. Roll onto the left hip. Right arm extends behind you, and you're bending in the right knee. Coming back to our bellies, placing our hands under our shoulders, press yourself up through your tabletop and back to your child's pose. Coming up, walking the feet forward, rolling over your legs however you'd like. We'll come to sit on our bum with our legs extended in front of us on the mat. For these seated forward folds, feel free to place a blanket underneath your bum. Sitting up tall, draw your right foot in towards the inner thigh of your left leg and start to walk your hands forward into a forward fold. Try to gently relax the inner thigh of the right leg, while at the same time drawing the left hip back. Inhaling yourself back up. And taking it to the other side. Right leg stays straight. Left knee bends, sole of the foot to the inside of the right thigh. Gently forward folding, softening as much as you can on the inner thigh of the left leg, as well as the back of your right leg. Draw your right hip back. Inhale yourself back up to your seat, and this time draw the soles of the feet together, Baddha Konasana, knees fall off to the side. You can gently start to fold forward here, using your elbows to press against your inner shins or thighs to open your legs even more, and then if you'd like, coming all the way down into a forward fold. Inhaling yourself back up, extending the legs this time long on the mat. Your knees can be slightly bent or straight. Start to walk yourself forward into your forward fold. Be mindful of any lower back pain, soft bend in the knees can help with any strain. Coming back up, finding your Dandasana, adjusting yourself on your mat. We'll slowly roll ourselves all the way down to our backs. If you'd like to take this slowly, using your core, just draw the belly in and up, lowering a few vertebrae at a time until you come completely onto your back, relaxing into your mat. Placing the soles of your feet on the floor. From here, we'll cross the right ankle over the left, coming into our supine pigeon. You can choose to stay where you are, or you can draw the left knee into your chest, interlacing your fingers in front of the shin or behind the thigh. Relaxing in the upper back, the neck, the shoulders. If you'd like to go a little deeper, you can cradle the baby, placing your right foot into the crease of your left elbow and your right knee into the crease of your right elbow. You can slowly lower the left foot down to the floor. If you'd like to straighten your left leg on the mat, feel free to take that now. It'll be a deeper stretch. Releasing the right foot, dropping the left knee back down to the floor. Let's take a twist straight from here, letting the legs fall off towards the left as you gaze to the right. Keep breathing here. Keep letting the body release and sink into the mat. Coming back up to center, we'll take our pigeon on the other side, crossing the left ankle, resting it on the right knee. Staying right here, or if you'd like, reaching to draw that right knee in towards your chest. Keep a flex in the left foot, protecting the left knee. Again, soften in the upper body, between the shoulders, behind the neck, in the face. If you'd like to go deeper on this side, you can cradle the baby, taking the right foot into the crease of your right arm, right knee in the crease of your left arm, and lowering your right foot to the floor. You can either keep the right knee bent or straighten. From here, we'll release the right foot down and we'll twist to the opposite side, letting the knees fall to the right as your gaze goes left. Opening the chest, softening in the belly, lower back. Coming back to center, taking a final knees to chest squeeze, maybe rolling around a little from side to side or front to back. And then when you're ready, taking yourself down into either a few more final postures, if you feel there's something you need, or just make your way into your final Savasana. Take a moment to reset your breath, maybe a deep inhale, followed by a long, controlled exhale. Feel your body release. Let it sink into the mat. Let your body get heavy. As your thoughts become light. Drifting beyond your physical body. Slowly begin to return, completing your practice. Namaste.